Okay guys, hope you are all are well. The main thing is that many of my students generally ask, sure, how to read for prelims, or everybody said it to just we have to read the basic things for preliminary exam. Now question arises that what do we mean by basic things? So what is basic? What is basic and what to know the basic, actually what we have to do? Here I only say to one thing, all of you, that in 1942 Gandhiji gave only one mantra, that do or die. Do or die means give your dedication, give your sacrifice for your freedom, or either die in the due process. And in this moment, to know the basic of NCERT, how to read for pre, I will give you only one motto. That the main motto is that know the difference. How to develop your basic. To develop your basic, I give you only one motto: know the difference, compare and contrast plus observation. This one motto, know the difference, compare and contrast and observation. Know the difference, compare and contrast and observation. This motto will help you in earning the basic knowledge of NCERT. Now I am giving example. What do you mean by know the difference, compare and contrast and observation? You see that how to gain the basic, or what is the meaning of know the difference? Know the difference is that whenever you read anything, whenever you find any term, or whether it is in geography, whether it is in polity, or whether it is in everywhere in any subject, when you read, you have to know the difference between one thing and another. When you know the difference between one thing and another, you will know the basic and you will be excellent in the basic. When you know the difference, your basic will be formed and your excellency in NCERT will be developed. For example, you see, you are reading, you begin to read ancient history, and here you read Harappa. You already finished Harappa to Gupta period. Okay, but after that, if you are asked to write any answer on any question, then you cannot write anything. Why you cannot write? Because you did not know, you have not been able to know how to read. While reading always means that you have to develop the difference. For your example, read Harappa. After that you come to Vedic age, after that you come to pre-Gupta, after that you come to post-Gupta. Then when you switch off from Harappa to the later period, you have to know the difference, that what are the differences between Harappa and aftermath period, and how this difference will come. It will come through compare and contrast plus observation. You have a close observation while reading every chapter. You have to compare and contrast one age with another age. Only then you will know the basic difference. And when you know the difference between pre-Gupta and post-Gupta, when you know the difference between Vedic and Harappa, then your concept will be formed, because you know what is Vedic age. Why the Gupta period is not called Vedic age? Because Gupta and Vedic period are not same. That is the difference. And what is the difference? You should know that difference. Only that you will know the basic, and when you know the basic, only then you will form the concept or form the basic knowledge for preliminary exam. Are you getting it? That why the Harappa is not Gupta, why the Gupta is not Vedic. Harappa is not Vedic because there are differences between these, and you must know the differences. What are the differences between Harappa and Gupta period? When you will come to know the differences between Harappa and Gupta period, then your basic or your concept will be formed. In that way, you see Nagara and Dravida. Every time we read Nagara and Dravida, more than 1000 times we read in 2 months probably, that what is Nagara and Dravida. Okay, but generally if you find question in exam, then I know that most of the students generally murmur to write the answer, because why? They don't know the main basic differences of Nagara and Dravida. Every day we read the term, but we never try to get into we never try to get into the differences between Nagara and Dravida. In that you see, in economy we always read that foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment. Both are related to foreign investment. We read the terms every day in a newspaper, in our notes, but we never try to know the difference, that how the foreign direct investment FDI is different from foreign portfolio investment. Both are related to foreign trade. Okay, but the portfolio investment is different from direct investment FDI. How? You have to know the differences. Only then you will get the idea basic. Every day we are reading the money market and capital market in economy. But why we don't answer to any question in exam hall? Because we never try in our life to know the differences between capital market and money market. If we don't know the differences between capital market and money market, then our concept is not clear about capital market and money market. Because what happened? Because I am male and you are female. Okay, we are not same, we are different, and we know the differences, why I am male and why you are female. Our sex is different, our nature is different, our hormones are different, and if we don't know the differences, then how we can recognize? We have our cognitive power. That is why we can recognize that I am male and that's why I am different from a female. There are differences between us in that way. There are differences between money market and capital market, foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment. We must know these differences. Now only then we can get the basic idea. Is not it? In that way, in environment you see food wave and food chain. We all know that what is food wave and food chain. We already read this term. But in exam hall, question will come in this way, that if you don't know the basic differences between what is food wave and what is food chain, then you will miss the answer. You must have to know the difference between food wave and food chain. Once you get the differences, your whole concept about a topic will be cleared. In that way, you see monsoon trough and ITCZ, intertropical convergence zone and monsoon trough. In every day we read from geography that monsoon trough and ITCZ, but in our life we never try to explore one thing, that what is monsoon trough and ITCZ. How both are different? Both are same, but there is a minute difference between monsoon trough and ITCZ. Then how monsoon trough is different from ITCZ? Easterly Z and westerly Z, we read these things Z stream, but we never try to know the difference. What is the basic difference between easterly Z and westerly Z stream? In that way, we see Tibetan Plateau and Himalaya. While we read Indian monsoon, then we read these things every day. But in our practical life, we never try to know the differences. That how monsoon, if there had been no Himalaya, if there had been no Tibetan Plateau, then what will happen? Then what is the role of Tibetan Plateau and Himalaya? These things we never try to catch while reading answer or while reading book. In that you see Buddhism and Jainism. For example, I am giving a question that Jainism strictly prohibited non-violence, Buddhism strictly prohibited non-violence. Which of the sentences correct? Jainism strictly prohibited non-violence, Buddhism strictly prohibited non-violence. It seems to you that both of the sentences are correct, but not, only one sentence is correct. Why? Because when you will be able to give the answer of this basic difference, when you try to know the difference between Buddhism and Jainism. You read more than 50 times Buddhism and Jainism in your life, but you never once try to know the difference, that why Buddha is different from Mahavir. What are the teachings of Buddha and why those are different from the teachings of Mahavir. You should try to know the difference between two topics. You should compare and contrast, and you should have a close observation in both the things. Okay, are you getting what I am saying? The thing is that observation, compare and contrast. Observation, compare and contrast. What is the observation? In case of polity, fundamental right, you will say that it is written there that government cannot discriminate only on the ground of religion, caste and sex. In polity, observation is much more necessary while reading Lakshmikant book. Okay, you see what is the role of observation here. While you read the sentence, we read it very overtly. We read it very explicitly. Okay, because we never try to know the because there is a word here. It is only. only on the ground of religion, race, caste and sex. Means except these grounds, discrimination can be made in a logical way, but only on the ground. Only means except these grounds, discrimination can be made, but discrimination cannot be made on these grounds. It is the observation. Okay, that is why I told you I give you only one motto, that is this: explore. And what is explore? Explore means know the difference, compare and contrast, and observation. And while you will accumulate all these things, you will know when you know the basic difference between two things, your basic will be developed, and where basic will be developed, your concept will be developed. And another thing is that at this moment most of the people and most of the students are very worried about how to read culture. Okay, then I already told you, no need to worry about culture. No need to worry about culture. You will not be asked any difficult question in culture. Just you finished all the NCERT in ancient and medieval. Okay, but in ancient and medieval, while reading ancient and medieval, what are the points you have to give emphasis? The points you have to give emphasis: coins, pottery, books, tradition, religion, painting and sculpture, and architecture. While reading ancient and medieval, try to emphasize on these points, how in each age actually these points comes into relevance. Okay, if you find any noticeable coins, mention of coins, pottery, book, tradition, religion, painting, sculpture, architecture, this is the part of your culture, and try to remember and try to note down these things, and it will complete the full a huge part of your culture syllabus. Okay, then except that there is a chapter in A.L. Basam book, Art, Architecture, Music, Dance. If you can, try to finish that chapter, and after that from Spectrum book, try to catch the music and dance form, instrument, etc. and etc. And while reading dance, while reading music, always know that you should know the basic thing. Okay, what is Kathakali, what is Bharatnatyam, and okay, the main important things that in a Spectrum book there is a much detail about every dance, what are the poses. Okay, you need not to bother about those minute details. Okay, you just try to remember the main basic things about the dance and about the music or instrument. Okay, then how string instrument is different from wind instrument. Okay, I already told you the basic. Always here try to know the basic things. Okay, don't bother and don't bother or don't mark up about the minute details. Okay, from Spectrum book. I think it will help you. And some important topics which you should never skip, or which you should never leave while reading ancient history or while reading culture. The most important and must read topics for culture is Buddhism and Jainism, mudras in Buddhism, Indian philosophy, Bhaktism and Sufism, and temple style. You should read these topics at any rate for culture. I think it will help you, and if you keep notice of these points, then you need not to worry about culture, and a vast part of your culture will be finished in a very systematic and arranged way. Good luck.